good morning, and we back with another episode of Family Talk. Let's discuss it. I'm your boy B.
Chef Jimbo in the house. You already know who I am.
You know what it
is. Nate.
Coach A.
Coach A. Oh, and we got a healthy dose of topics to talk with you great folks and family members today. Jimmy, what's on the agenda?
Oh man, a couple things on the agenda. We just gonna see what we gonna get to today.
Yeah.
But, just to name a few, we have to talk about the young lady that went to jail. They got arrested at she still went to jail. Got arrested for leaving the kids home at a hotel while she went to work. Then we also want to talk about tax season. We want to talk about how people spend their money. Is there any information that we may need going into the tax season? What we're already in it, filling it out. Mm-hmm. What else we want to talk about? I ain't gonna lie, I forgot the other two.
It's all good. Questions for a first date. So with all us fellas and females out there going on first dates, what's some questions y'all like to ask the opposite, person that you're on that date with? So we're gonna hit all those topics. We're gonna try to hit all those topics. We'll see how it work out. But again, this is Family Talk. Let's discuss it, and we will be back in just a few. Back at it. So, fellas, man, I wanna really jump to that the young lady that got arrested first. I kind of want to jump on that first and see what y'all thoughts about that. Jimmy sent us that video. I had read it on Facebook before he sent it, but he sent us that video. I'm not video, the article, and what it read and what it said. I'm just paraphrasing. Is that a young lady got arrested for leaving her 10-year-old and 2-year-old in a Motel 6. She worked at a pizza place. I don't know what the pizza place was.
It was Little Caesars.
Little Caesars? Okay. It was Little Caesars. And she got arrested. And what was the charges for?
Child endangerment.
Child endangerment and all that type of stuff. So what's y'all thoughts on that situation? And then if y'all can give us a little bit of thought about how, I know when we was coming up, our mom left us at home all the time.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? So what's y'all thoughts?
What's the ages of the kids?
10 and 2. 10 and 2.
10 and 2?
Yeah. So what's y'all thoughts about that situation and a little bit of background on what happened when you guys were growing up and being left at home?
One more question. Where were they at?
They were at a Motel 6.
No. What state?
Oh, what
Ohio.
State? Ohio, yeah.
Your state.
Ohio?
Yeah.
That's how y'all get down over there?
That's how we get down, man. For sure. You gotta do what you gotta do to support the kids, man.
I heard that.
In Florida, I'm just gonna tell you, in Florida, my kids is older. My youngest is 18 now, and I have five of them. So I've been through this stage. And so in Florida, the law is when your kids they're old enough to call the police or call 911 or call they can be at home by themselves. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, it doesn't really stipulate a particular age. It depends on the maturity of the kid. And the reason I say that is because I went through an incident similar to this. My son, who's my firstborn, was, he was living with his mom. And so we had daughters in the household. And I think my oldest at the time was 12. She was 12. And then I had two younger ones, 6 and 5 and 7 at the time, I believe. Mm-hmm. So when my son came to live with me, he was come from Ohio, and so what happened was we had went to Applebee's, right? And my son, mind you, he was like 14 at the time. Like, no, he was like 13 at the time, 13 or 14. So we had went to Applebee's and we left the kids at the house, right? And so we had went out to meet some friends, and it was like around 10:30. So we was out there. All of a sudden, I get a call on the phone at around 12 o'clock. It's his mom from Ohio. She was like, "Where you at? Isaiah's at the house and he's scared." No. I take it back. I had left my son by myself. He was like 13. I had left him by himself. I had talked to him. I said, "Yo, I'm going to Applebee's. I'm going to meet some friends right down the road." And he's like, "Okay, that's fine. And the girls was out of town with their mom. That's what it was. So I was out there. So 12 o'clock came around. I get a call from his mom, and his mom said, "What are you doing? You left Isaiah by himself. He's at the house, scared and this and that." And I'm like, I'm at Applebee's right down the street. And at the time, he like 13 years old. So I'm like, all right. So I get off the phone from arguing with her. So I hang up. Now his mom is in Ohio. We in Florida. Now, mind you, he calls me, "Dad, can I go outside? Dad, he had no problem calling me. But this time, for some reason, he called his mom. So I rush home, right? And I get in the house. And so I'm like, Isaiah, I'm like, "What's going on, man? Why would you call your mom and tell her, that you at home by yourself and you scared? All you had to do was call me. We talked before I left, and you said it was cool." Parents don't just leave and the kids wake up and be like, "Yo, where they at?" We have a conversation with our kids, right?
Right.
So all of a sudden, I'm talking to my son. Then all of a sudden, I hear a knock on the door. Guess who it is?
Police.
It's the police.
Yeah.
She called the police from wherever she was at in Ohio. So the police coming to open the door. They're like, "Is everything all right?" I'm like, yeah. So they pull my son out, talk to him for a little while, put him back in. Then they call me and talk to me. And they was like, "Well, everything seems to be fine." He was like, "The Florida law here, just so you know, is that there's not a particular age that the kids have to be. They just have to be old enough to be able to call, you or call 911 or whatever the situation is." So that's the Florida law. So getting back to this situation, we don't understand. A lot of times we as Black parents, and I don't know if it's just Black parents, but poor parents, we raise our kids to be like independent, because we know eventually they may have to babysit their little brother, right? They're going to be designated to babysit. In order for me to be able to go out and work and do what I have to do, we have to have some smart kids. And so maybe this particular lady, her son or her daughter, whoever was the oldest was, maybe they was mature enough to be able to look after that particular kid. And if they had any issues, they know how to call their mom, or they know how to call somebody and say, "Hey, such and such not listening to me, or such and such keeps doing this. You need to talk to her, or you need to, come do something." So, that's just my experience and my thing about the whole situation. I would have to see the whole concept before I just strictly judge. Oh, you left a 10-year-old with a 2-year-old, or you went to work. How far was the job? How, what was there? Was there somebody? Was there a neighbor in another room, right? That that say, "Hey, if something happened, all you got to do is call them and they'll come right down," or you just do that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of information that I'll have to see, that I'll have to learn about.
Right on.
I'll say, like I see my sister on here. Like, man, hey, we used to stay home. God. Elementary. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this ain't nothing new. I kind of wonder why it's. I think hopefully one of the good things that have come out of this is the attention that she's getting, and nationwide. Hopefully people will take attention to it, and all right, what can we do to keep this from happening? Which it's not going to happen, but it's good to go ahead and throw that out there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Or help.
Yeah. So yeah, but me and my sister, myself, I see my cousin on here. Listen,
Yeah.
Listen,
Me too.
listen, and then my mama, this lady used to send texts. Like her thing was, "Don't you open that door for nobody unless it's me." So she'll send a family member, come knock. Hey, it's me. Open up the door. So you like, well, this grandma. Like, can I open the door? So, but listen, we were fine, and I promise you, this wasn't the first time those kids was left by themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they was fine. The girl was 9 or 10 years old. She know what to do. She know how to handle things. This was an anonymous tip that went to the police.
Yeah.
She spent the night in jail, and now Q, I think his name QC. He with some Atlanta rapper group company, whatever. Him and some other guys, they raised over $100 something $1,000 for her already.
That's
so
good.
Yeah, she did give us a special knock. That too. Yeah, but I this like normal life does, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, you want to go ahead, Nate?
Oh no, but yeah, like you were saying, yeah, our mama left us alone. I ain't gonna say it was like all the time, but when she went to go wash clothes and she ain't want 4 little kids running around all the place, we stayed at home.
Yeah.
Don't open the door for nobody. Y'all know how to make y'all peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yep.
Don't touch the stove, and that's what we did. I mean, and for us, luckily we all back to back, so it wasn't like we had a big age difference. So when Brandon was 10, we was 9, and our sister was 8. So it wasn't a big deal. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just don't open that door for nobody.
Yeah, don't open the door. And I think what Jimmy said, it was an anonymous tip. Somebody told on that lady.
Yeah.
And that lady doing the best she can. From what I read in the article, that the lady was trying to save money because I guess they was homeless or something. So she out there grinding. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to do what she can to provide for her children. And for somebody to throw an anonymous tip to the police, because the police just don't run up on you for no reason. They got to know something to run up on you. You know what I'm saying? Unless you did something out in the open. But our mother, Nate said our mother left us home. I mean, like Nate said, not all the time. It's when she had to. You know what I'm saying? Because she's a firm believer when she had to handle business, kids shouldn't be around. You know what I'm saying? If she was out there handling whatever business she had to handle, we weren't around. During the summer, we stayed at home by ourselves all the time. As we got older, of course, it wasn't an issue, but we stayed at our house all the time. Like they said, she'd go do the laundry. She'll leave us at the house real quick. It's just right around the corner. She went to check the laundry and come back to the house. She go get her something to eat. She doing what a mother should do. And this young lady that got arrested, I think she falsely arrested. Then the charges that they gave her is not true charges, because she out there. She's not endangering her children. She's out there trying to provide for her children. She can't take her children to work. She probably didn't have a babysitter. She had no other means of leaving the kids at home. So that's our thoughts. I know me and Nick probably said enough for me and Nate probably said enough for Nick. He probably gonna say the same thing. We lived in the same household, so
yeah. I mean, I didn't read what all went on, but just think about it from the other side. Like, I mean, granted, them people should have, don't just mind your business.
Right.
But we don't know if she tried to endanger. I'm pretty sure she didn't try to endanger her kids, but we don't know. I mean, like you said, she probably just had to go to work. And honestly, my thing is, I don't know the whole situation. Like, you're not in the house for one. You're in a hotel, so people gonna see how you move. So you should expect that. And how far was the job? Is the 10-year-old competent enough to call 911 or whatever the laws in that state? But
at 10, you better be.
You just gotta be smarter than that, in my opinion. If you know you're gonna leave your kids home, you gotta make sure don't nobody know you leaving your kids home. Yeah, nowadays. Yeah, especially nowadays. So, but I mean, like y'all said, We weren't supposed to open the door. We had oodles and noodles, peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Mom always said, "Don't call me unless it's broke or bleeding or the house is on fire."
Y'all couldn't even call.
We stayed in our room. We played the games. We argued, and if it got out of hand, Mom always worked right down the road. She'll come home, tell whoever up, and then she'll go back to work. And,
That's
and
true.
we didn't have to see that too many times to stop arguing with each other. So
now we got to a point where we were fighting and we just wouldn't say nothing to her.
So I mean,
yeah, it's true.
you just gotta, especially these days, you got too many eyes watching everybody, and people ain't just minding their own business. So you just gotta be smart on how you move or who see you move.
Yeah,
But this is deep though.
A key. I used to have to come home with a key and let myself in. We talking like right around fifth grade, fifth and fourth grade. Like, it's a lot of kids out there like that. People they had to let themselves in and fix them something to eat, all that stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
There's people out there that got it worse than that we just don't even know about.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right. That's true. So,
but it's just one of those things. You just gotta roll with the punches. I mean, hopefully things get better later, but in the moment, you just gonna have to figure out what you can do to maintain or until your situation get better. But we in 2021 where you gotta do stuff different.
Yeah, anything goes.
Yeah. People
watch all kids ain't created equal either. You can't leave everybody home.
No, you can't.
That's true.
No, you can't.
It's also crazy that this is off topic, but it's also crazy how every state got different laws when it comes to certain things.
But that's the whole point of the United States, though. Every state has different laws.
Yeah.
Like
if you
think about it, we should be governed under one type of law.
But that's not what the founding fathers why they created the United States. That was never the intent of it for everybody to be under one law. When they created the United States, this is a business.
But that's what I'm saying.
What are you talking about?
We should be governed under one law. We shouldn't have to go to different states. I mean, this is totally off.
But that's why they left where they left from, because it was one law for all. And you know what I'm saying? And now they're like, hey, every state, every governor can make a certain amount of laws, and the president, the lawmakers, you know what I'm saying, they would have to go through a certain that's just how it is. And I kind of like that.
But we are governed. I mean, we are universally supposed to be governed by basic laws that come from the government, but each state has control over its own state. Right. So you know what I'm saying? Like, the state can't just because of the government is supposed to have control over the state to a certain degree. Like, a state can't say, you know what, we don't want our people to have health care service, or we're not providing any of the government assistance, or we're not providing any of those things. So the federal government has to be able to overrule something, because these states is just be running wild.
But you want to know something else? Like, I listened to a couple news. I read a couple news articles, and a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, this is why minimum wage needs to be risen and all nationwide." But the thing is, you're gonna raise minimum wage, people gonna lose their jobs, and what else gonna happen? The product's gonna go up. So if you was getting a burger for $5, that burger gonna be $10, $12 now. You still gonna be in the same position.
That's gonna happen no matter if they pushed it up $15 or what. I remember when a small fry from McDonald's used to be 99 cents. It's $1.89 now, and ain't nobody getting paid no more.
You're right.
So I mean, I would rather them give everybody $15 and then hold on. I would rather give everybody $15 and then let the people do what they want to do with the prices, but as of now, the prices are always going up, but ain't nobody getting paid.
I think that's backwards as ever, boy.
Yeah, it is.
You got some people that saying, "Oh, they shouldn't raise the minimum wage." Stuff is gonna go up no matter if they raise the money or not, because people just greedy. That's just how the world works. They want more money for nothing.
but jacking up the minimum wage, bro. Listen, it's going.
I mean, we could go. I mean, we can go on for this for hours because me personally, I don't think we should be able to tell a person what their minimum pay is. Let them compete on their own. Like you can't tell me if I hire somebody that I have to pay them this amount. That's not fair. If somebody else, if there's no competition, then I'm not going to get the best out of the people. I can hire the scrubbiest person. They're going to come in because they know they're getting minimum wage. They're not going to, work. So, you let me suffer because I'm not paying nobody. They're going to come to me and be like, well, I ain't working for you because you're not paying me this or you're not paying me that. Then that'd be my choice. Then I said, well, I'm going to have to do something. Either I'm going to have to pay somebody more or, you know what I'm saying, or do without. But you can't just force somebody to pay that base pay. I think it hurts. In my perspective, I think the base pay hurts a little more than it helps.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I'm sorry, back to the conversation. Y'all see the comments just putting up.
That was a nice topic shift, fellas. That was a nice topic shift, fellas.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Hey, but we can jump on these comments. I was just looking at Facebook.
Justin going off.
Coach LB sent us like 1 million likes. Hey, brother, we thank you for jumping on and watching us today, dog. We gotta get you back on the show too. But
good morning, George.
Jimmy, our comment dude, just jump on it, bro.
Oh,
hey, just to put the world is full of crazy white ladies called Karens.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! I'm not finna comment on that. I'm not. He said protect.
So hey, but we got it. So you gotta have a name for everybody. If we call it crazy white woman's Karens, we gotta have a name for ghetto black girls. We gotta have a name for black guys and the white guys. We gotta be fair across the board.
Crazy black girl, we're gonna call her Cardi.
Why we got to call her Cardi?
Yeah,
hey, Jimmy,
you got something against Cardi?
Huh?
I think you do.
You got something against Cardi?
Not yet.
Yep.
Not yet. So you expecting to have something against Cardi?
Yeah.
Hey, you let your daughters listen to Cardi? You let your daughters listen to Cardi?
Dude, she let her daughter listen to her?
Hey, no, you know what? She put something out about that, talking about something. She don't let her daughter listen to her music. She did put something out about that.
Yeah,
but we're not gonna get into all that.
No. I know it's very off the topics that we supposed to be discussing, but I want to know your thoughts on that too.
Listen, my daughters, like they mama tell them, boy. Mama tell you. They be like,
Reed.
huh?
My man, Reed just delayed this comment.
Oh Jesus. he might be right.
He said Cardi.
That white paper plate.
Hey, listen, if you never watched Paper Plates, you ain't had a hard day in your life, bro.
Bro, I ain't never watched paper plate in my damn life.
I watched plastic spoons and forks.
Oh
they meant to go in the trash, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's why they paper. You ain't gotta wash real dishes. You gotta watch the paper plates.
Hey,
y'all
every penny counts.
Y'all got Jimmy out the question, man. And finish that question, man.
Yeah. We did.
Yeah. My daughters, they don't listen to nothing but Christian music. A little bit of jazz. They got some I don't know the technical name of the genre, but it's if I hear something that the girls like, I let them listen to it. But yeah, they don't. I don't play that mess. So not when you're with me.
Oh,
I can only control when they with me. I can't control when they with nobody else. Now
Right.
my thing is this.
Kids, but listen, those are kids. When you raise them strict like that, those are kids. When you grow up, you can leave them by themselves, and you won't have no issue. It's them kids that's wild that don't. You know what I'm saying? They listen to everything. They get influenced by everything. You can't leave them. I don't even like babysitting people's kids like that.
Oh, for real,
Wrong.
nah, for real.
They be all in my office. They be all in my office, pulling up my drawers and the desk.
Hey, what you be saying to them? You be like, hey, can you stop?
I be like, no, leave that alone. You can't. There ain't nothing in there. No, I ain't got no can. No, you can't have my water.
Jesus.
Oh my God. Let's read some more of these comments, man. This one also for Justin.
Yeah, but that was coming from the off topic.
Oh, the off topic.
Oh, that
situation?
was the off topic one.
Yeah.
Hey,
Teresa said Jimmy was sheltered, but he was a hot mess.
Who said that?
Teresa.
Oh, Javisa.
Somebody
Jimmy.
who knows.
I love Jimmy.
Yeah.
But a hot mess. Oh my gosh. You ain't got nothing for your sister today, brother?
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Everybody entitled to their opinion. Oh man.
I was shot out though. I was shot out.
Yeah, you was.
Do not hold on. Let's put this one up from Justin. Do not close your kids off of hearing different things when explaining to them that these are not what real women do. I think that's more towards no.
Yeah, that was Jimmy.
That was more towards Jimmy right there. With them Jimmy daughters, that's how Jimmy decides to raise his daughters, Justin.
Yeah.
What he said?
Jimmy House is a dictatorship.
He's talking in general. He's talking in
general, though.
Right.
But the one thing I disagree about that is that our minds were influenced, and so whatever you open your mind up to, you're going to be influenced. Obviously, especially if you don't have the right filter to be able to filter stuff out. Like we as adults, we can filter the things that we disagree with or don't. You know what I'm saying? That we know that's not beneficial to us. Kids don't
job
have,
as a parent.
Right.
Yeah, kids don't have
filter.
that luxury until they grow into their own and learn how to filter. They can't necessarily be open to anything because then they'll be, trying it. And the way they find out is wrong might be, something destroying something or messing something up. And, we don't want them to learn that lesson at that age.
And even like with my daughters, like even certain TV shows, I don't know, like they'll tell you, oh, I can't watch this at daddy's house. You know what I'm saying? But I explain to them why they can't watch certain things, why they can't listen to certain things. And they know what it is. It's just not me telling them like, oh, you don't do this or don't do that. Like I break it down to them because they really smart girls. So
but you got people that don't break it down to them like you might do. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have a parent that just say, oh, don't listen to them, and they don't have a reason. The kids don't understand why they can't listen to or watch a certain TV show. But that's a good thing that you're breaking it down to and explaining why you don't want them to watch it.
Yeah,
right.
Because most parents be like, I ain't got to explain to you why I told you not to do something. Just don't do it.
And they right.
They don't have to explain.
They don't have
Are
to.
they right?
They don't have. They don't have to explain.
You're
because
right.
Again,
You don't have to explain.
But listen to.
But
listen
the thing
to,
is,
the child.
The thing is, if you don't explain, how the child gonna know? You know what I'm saying?
But no,
children
I agree with you. But the parent don't have to do anything.
Well, yeah. Well, you're right. The parents don't have to, but that child still has to grow up. Eventually, they're going to want to know why you don't want me to listen to this, or why you don't want me to go to this certain place. Why? And that, as a parent, you have a right.
all say we ain't never asked our parents why.
No, we better not. We better not ask our mama why. Right. Why better not come out of our mouth.
But see, the point is that there is a level of influence that can steer the kids off. So they might not understand why, right? And even the why is not important. The fact that that is not happening is the most important thing, that they're not being influenced. You don't have to worry about why you can't listen to it. I explain that to you later when you understand, because they still might be questions. They still might be, why I can't listen to this? Because I don't want you to be influenced. The mind is going to do this, and they're going to look at you like, what does that mean? All my friends is listening to it. You see what I'm saying? And then it's just going to go on to where they don't understand. You keep them away from it. And he had a great comment, about, it says, I get that, but when they out there thotting it up, don't blame Cardi B. Well, as the kids grow older, the difference is that you'll see kids starting it up at a younger age. If your daughter turns 18 and 19 and 21, and then she wants to go out there and be Cardi B, then hey, that's on you. You know, you would try to steer her the right way, but at least during this young age, she's not thoughting it up. She's not 15 years old, 16 years old out here dropping it like it's hot and doing all this other stuff. That's the whole purpose of it. We want our kids to have the best chance to being successful. So you keep that stuff away from them. And when they get older, if they want to go out there and experiment and do all that stuff, you try to tell them, you know, you shouldn't do that. This is why, but they're going to make their own decision. And I give you a prime example. You know, I have a daughter that went through that same state. I kept my kids shielded from all that stuff, all of it. Once she got to a certain, and I tell you, one thing I couldn't keep her away from was that freaking Miami.
Well, they terrible.
She went to school. She ended up going to school in Miami, and it was over.
Hey, Miami is a dangerous place.
You can imagine.
You should know, Jimmy.
Miami is not dangerous. It's what you consume while you're down there.
Exactly.
Hey, when you in the thick of the mess, bro. That's all.
No, but you put yourself in the thick of the mess.
I know.
That's a topic from a different day. Jimmy just made sure that was a topic for a different day. What everybody's saying is true. What's up, Ali? What's going on, man?
Ali.
Appreciate you.
Mr. Research ain't on yet.
Man, if Mr. Research watching, I would love to hear his opinion about that, man. I would
Mr. Research.
Man, Mr. Research.
Did you put it in YouTube, the link?
Oh, what?
The invite link.
I didn't.
I just thought about that.
I didn't. That's my bad. I didn't. Can you do that real quick?
Oh,
yeah, you can't. My bad.
I can try.
I can try and do it. I'll try and do it while we still talking. But
hey, just to say the prime example is the preacher's daughter. There's never any girl wilder than the preacher's daughter.
That's another stereotype. Just like
that is a stereotype. That's a stereotype.
But we do know some preachers' wives that, not wives, but daughters. At least I know a couple that.
But because you know a couple, does that make it true for everybody?
No.
Okay.
No.
So what we talking?
But it's a stereotype that just happens.
It's a stereotype that just happens, but. So we should just get rid of stereotypes then if we're gonna talk like that.
Yeah,
but
just get rid of stereotypes then.
We should, but it's not gonna happen.
It's not going.
We all know that the wildest people out there is those that don't have no restrictions or rules. That's just simple, right? If you don't have any restrictions or rules, you're gonna do whatever you want to do.
Yep. Do as thy wilt. Alistair Crowley.
You been listening to Jay-Z?
Nah, that's Alistair Crowley, bro.
I know, but it was Jay-Z had
himself.
Jay-Z had a sweater that had that on it in one of the videos I saw a long time ago.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Hey, let's look at what Javisa said. It's not that a while. It's just that they are held to a different esteem than other children.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I get that. I get
like
that.
They could do the basic. They could do something basic, and other people would be like, "Oh, she acting wild," compared to what everybody else is doing. Like if they wear a shorter dress or something like that, or they be like, "Oh, she acting wild," or she wild, and that's not even the case. I get that.
They'd be like, "Oh, that's the preacher daughter that like that."
but then you got Shaniqua doing the same thing, and they don't say nothing to Shaniqua because she ain't.
Shaniqua, here we go.
No, Jimmy right though. Jimmy right though.
Shaniqua daddy, but Shaniqua daddy ain't the preacher though.
But that's what I just said. But so now we want to like, oh, well, she the preacher, she can't preach daughter, she can't be doing that. But the other girl who's the same age, It's okay. We're not gonna say nothing. She do it.
Well,
You know,
Shaniqua
that's
daddy,
100% for the son.
Shaniqua daddy ain't in the picture. It
It,
sounds
sh-
like.
it shouldn't matter.
I don't want no backlash. I don't want no backlash for that.
Hey, if there's any Shaniquas out there and you're watching this, listen.
Don't listen to what Nate said.
Don't come for us, man.
Do not listen to what Nate just said.
That was a jokey joke.
That's just saying how you hating on Shaniqua. Oh man, that's some BS. Man, this topic can go on forever.
It could, man.
It can go on forever.
What's oh, hey Justin, you off about it, so we might have to send you the link, bro.
Oh, I keep forgetting about putting that link. Let me see if I can put that link in there real quick.
Nah, I got Justin email. I'm gonna try to send it to him.
That's the Justin really ready to come on.
The preacher daughter is.
The preacher daughter is the preacher, not her. The child.
Dropping bombs.
Oh, okay, Javis. Don't you jump on? Let me put this comment. Don't you jump on and spread your knowledge about this situation?
She dropping bombs on him.
We weren't even prepared to talk about this today, but here we are.
Oh yeah, nah, I can't send it to him.
Hey, I got a question. Well, not even a question. It's like a statement or whatever. But now, every preacher that Justin know that their daughter is out there, how can we sit here and tell Justin that it's not true when he know every preacher daughter is out there? Like,
here you go.
What?
He trying to
defend what I'm saying, right?
You just heard what you said, Nick.
No. Did you hear me?
I heard what you said. He tried to defend Justin, and we can't.
I'm like,
I'm just saying, if somebody experience something 100% of the time, how can we tell that person it's a stereotype?
But he didn't.
It is.
Huh? Justin's world is not.
No. What do y'all tell me all the time? Jimmy, we don't want your truth. We want the truth.
No, we tell you that.
No. Keep this
That's
same energy when it comes to Justin and everybody else.
No, but what Nick is saying is right. If Justin,
what Nick is saying is not right.
No, listen to me.
It's falsified.
Jimmy.
It's fake.
Jimmy.
Don't you Jimmy me. Don't you Jimmy me.
If Justin knows 5 preachers and 5 preachers' daughters are wilding out, that's 100%, Jimmy. There's no way you can't tell Justin that
Jimmy, I got you. Jimmy, I got you.
I do get what you were saying, Jimmy.
But listen, this is the problem. Justin didn't talk about his 5. He said all of them. That's the problem.
Exactly. Yep.
So can we kind of say when Justin said all of them, he meant his 5?
No, he meant all of them.
He didn't. If he would have said all the ones that I dealt with, it's been 100%, then we wouldn't been able to, we could say, hey, typically that's a stereotype. We've heard it before, but that's just your 5 that you dealt with.
So, and Keela Nick is not right. So don't boost him up. Please don't. Jimmy equals
Jimmy.
See now we never mind. All right.
Jimmy, I don't know how to put that link up. To put the ad screen, man. That's my fault.
Okay, well, don't worry about it if you don't know how to.
That's my fault, family. I need to
let me.
Hey, so are we gonna? What's next on the agenda? Because
like I said, this could go on forever. But let's move on.
Because I wanted to talk about that other girl that got arrested. It was two women got arrested.
Which one?
Oh,
the teacher. You talking about the teacher?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't read that story, but we could talk about it though.
Well, y'all fill me in because I ain't heard nothing about this story.
So it was a teacher got arrested because she was having a relationship with a student. With one of her students, and so she ended up getting arrested for that. Something that we've heard several times before. It's been, you know what I'm saying? But so the thing is, like, what should her what should her penalty be? How hard should we be on a teacher messing around with like a 15, 16-year-old kid?
You gotta throw the book at her.
Huh?
So you gotta throw the book at her.
But what do you mean by throw the book at them?
But why you guys?
Like,
No, when you were 15 years old, you didn't want to go around and stick your thing in anything that would move. Please, please, all
exactly.
help those boys become men. That's
no, I'm not gonna say that. No,
I ain't gonna say all that.
The teachers these days, maybe. But I ain't want none of them.
Justin, I was rocking with you until you said it make these boys become men.
I'll be honest with you. You look at them teachers are what? In their early 20s?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
What was the age difference between your mom and your dad?
No,
just a year for ours.
No, it was a month.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, just a month. Yeah, you're right.
Most parents have an age gap. Shit, I'll be 45 in a little less than a month. My chick just turned 30. That's a gap.
Yeah, years.
We got
when you look at it, when you look at it in that aspect, then ain't nothing wrong with it. But if that teacher going around dating 14 and 15-year-olds,
they just bang.
What'd you say, Justin?
They just date. They just bang, and then they're trying to have a relationship.
Oh my gosh, this still
it's still.
Well, it kind of goes back to what
there is nothing on an intellectual level that like a 24-year-old college graduate that's a teacher is going to be able to sit down at a dinner table and have a conversation with a 15-year-old boy.
Yeah, they can talk about.
That's true.
That is just smashing. That's all that is.
But it kind of go back to what I want to say. Jimmy, Coach A said about the influences.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean,
the point, the question I have. Obviously, I don't think that we have to take into account the situation. Like you said, if they've been going, doing that for a long period of time, you got to put both of them have to have some fault. You can't put all the blame on the woman. I think because it's a woman and it's a guy who's younger, it should be viewed a little differently versus a man talking to a little girl. I think that's like. You know what I'm saying? He need to be hung, put him under the prison, whatever he needs to do.
And that's true.
He's saying, what's the difference between a man and a younger female and then an older woman and a younger dude?
The difference is that men are created as hunters. That's just how we're brought up. So obviously you might have an older woman, but that guy, you know what I'm saying? He's using it like, a prize, like he's telling his friends and you know what I'm saying? Based on his ego, it's just different. I can't explain it, man. It's just different. You know that.
But
hang on a second. Hang on. All of y'all was well over 18 when y'all had sex?
I wasn't.
Yeah, I was.
Unfortunately.
Doesn't matter.
I was.
Outside of this, it's never pushed until all of a sudden you reach that age range. I'm not talking like a 50-year-old guy trying to have sex with a 9-year-old girl here. We're talking about two people that are within a relative short amount of years with each other. We're not talking about it's like legitimate child here.
But we're not talking about, it's not just two people. We're talking about an adult and a child at the particular age. It's different. Like, of course, if the kid is like 14, and I have to read because I don't even remember how old the kid was. But if he's like 15, 16 years old, and the teacher is however old she is, I still think that that's a different element that has to be taken in consideration. Because kids, young kids are nowadays they're looking for women. We're trying to experiment. Huh?
The conversation me and you had yesterday. What was it? It was, what the woman did was wrong or whatever the case is. But we was like, let's think about it from a young man, middle school, high school. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go. You hear your homeboys talking about, this teacher did this, this teacher did that to me. So you as a middle school, high school kid, you gonna go and hang around that teacher. You know what I'm saying? Because you looking for the same thing. So who's really in the wrong too? You know, like everybody will blame the teacher. What she should get the blame, but who's to say that little boy wasn't purposely what Dr. Research said, Mr. Research said, you know, you got some women, they put themselves in the way.
I mean, no, what Jimmy's saying is true though. What Jimmy's saying is true though. Like that young dude, all right, finding out that this teacher doing whatever with somebody else, that young dude finna go hang around that teacher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it'd be wrong if a young female did that about a dude.
Oh yeah,
of course.
Of course. No,
but there's a double standard, and I get it.
It's not a double standard. Well, I mean, it's
it definitely is. So I went to Southeast High School. So in my sophomore year, I had driver's ed. Come to find out, my driver's ed teacher, who was also one of my football coaches and one of my baseball coaches, was messing around with my driving partner, who was 14 years old. He had to move out of state. She had to move out of state because the backlash was so bad on both sides that it didn't matter who was what. It's just that thing of this is a 30-something now, and this was a bigger age gap than, you know, like these young female teachers. This guy's 34, 35, messing around with a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, no, I just can't. There's a difference. Why you think we have male sports and female sports? Because we're built different. We're just built different. So there's a different set of rules for men and a different set of rules for women because we're built different.
I believe all that's true, but then the equal talk got to get thrown out the window.
Who's the equal talk? There is no.
Women and men, they talk about being looked
No. Women talk about being looked at equal.
But I'm saying the double standard, you got to throw everything out the window. Yeah,
you can't. It has to be situational. So you're just gonna put a female in a track race with a male? At least that's what they're trying to do now. But
some females out there that's faster than males, though.
But the majority of them are not. We're built differently. Even the Bible says that we're the stronger vessel. Even the Bible says that we're just stronger. So therefore, we should be held more accountable at a different standard. But of course, it depends on a different situation. But I want to get to just think about Ms. Bell's comment, which is very important, that it affects people mentally. That I agree with that 100%. I don't think that it's a good thing that this happened. I just believe that the standard from which we judge and criticize or even punish should be different based on the situation and circumstances. But by all means, it's not good. It affects a person. Like with me, the problem it had with me starting at an early age is that it opened up a can of worms that I could not close. So then now when I looked at women different. I was like, yo, I need to get another. I need to get one. You know what I'm saying?
That's what the feeling is. No,
and that's the problem because I was not able to look at even basic friendship with a girl the same way. It affected me mentally. So that's the problem with starting too young and in that situation. But however, knowing that I was like that, right? Just like you said, if there was a teacher that we knew was, you know, messing around, you know, I might have been that student that was hanging around that area. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to put myself in the way.
Hey, man, I wish we could get Mr. Research on here,
man. hey, I looked up Mr. Research. I couldn't find him, bro. I'm like, what is
That's because Mr. Research ain't in the U.S.
Yeah.
No, remember that? He's Mr. Research overseas.
Yeah, he did say that. He did say that. That's true.
But he'll come back. He'll come back when he's ready. We good.
Yeah,
Mr. Research.
But anyway, that was a good conversation on.
Yeah, but that's true though. That's true.
Yeah, I agree with Adrian 100% on what he just said about that. But let's move on. Let's move on a little bit.
But hey, we already at 50 minutes.
Hey, That is something. When you get into the barbecue, we just get to talking. Time just goes flying.
What happens when you're here hating on Shaniqua?
Hating on Shaniqua and Karen and
Hey, Karen, Todd, and Kyle, they all deserve that shit.
Who is it? Who else?
That's the white side of that dumb family. I said that Karen, Kyle, and Todd.
I like Todd. I like
that. I like that.
Well, Kyle, we're gonna use Kyle. What we gonna say to the black guys? Huh?
What's that?
We got Karen, we got Kyle, we got Shaniqua,
and Jimmy.
Now we what did he say?
And Jimmy.
And Jimmy.
Now get off my dog. Get off my dog.
Oh, let me see. Do we even want to do another subject? We just want to go into the Black history.
Hey, just keep it moving. We can either go into the Black history. If Adrian want to get a little bit on taxes real quick, we can jump on that. But man, I like the conversation that's going on right now, man.
Yeah, I
like it. We can keep on jumping though. We can keep on jumping. So we can bring in some Black history topics. When we can. But,
what Black history topics we got?
We're doing authors.
We're doing authors, man.
Oh, okay. Because it's Black History Month.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Hey, I got some Black History shoes, man.
What kind of Black history?
From Peak, they got I Have a Dream. They got I Have a Dream speech on them. They dope, man. I'm gonna have to show y'all next time, man. I ain't got them on now.
Oh, let's say go.
Ain't you at home?
No, I'm at my office, man.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Go get them out the closet.
You gotta step your game up, son.
Oh,
I wore them 2 days in a row, man. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Black people don't do that. We
yeah, you better than me. I wear it once.
Same sweater you had on last time you was on here. You notice everybody else got different outfits on.
Dirty
Welcome
game.
to the fire, Justin.
Dirty
Last time I just had a t-shirt on. I mean, if you're confusing my tattoos on my naturally white ass skin,
You gonna mess my joke up with the truth? You gonna mess my joke up with the truth? You supposed to roll with the punches, man.
Oh boy.
So what's up, Jimmy? What we talking about that?
Let's roll into the
tax season.
Let's talk about the tax season, man. We got Mr. Rapid Returns.
What y'all want to know about tax season? Make sure you hide your social security numbers for you and your kids because they still.
Hey, to anybody that's listening,
how you gonna say that when there's always a ton of adults out there selling their kids' social security number for $100?
That's true. That's true. But
hey, I'm gonna tell you what's more irritating when somebody asks me, how much should I get for a kid? I'm like, you ain't supposed to ask me that. Like, I just be like,
that's not like some damn slave labor conversation.
Yeah, dude.
It is. It sounds like it. I'm like, yo, man, the going rate is $1,000. That's all I can tell you.
4 kids, 12 years old, has already had 3 cable accounts. Been on like 12 taxes.
You'd be surprised how many money disputes I had to break up on between 2 people because they didn't let this person claim their kid and they want to know how much money they should get for that at the return. Like I can't tell you that because it's number one, it depends on how much income you make because there's a range. You know what I'm saying? They don't just give you a certain amount for a kid. It's based on how much income. If you have a high amount of income, then you get lower. If you have a lower amount of income, you get lower. You have to be right in the middle to get the maximum amount for 1, 2, 3 kids. And people, I get this question all the time, like, how much should I get for a kid? I'm like, first of all, you're supposed to be claiming your own kids. You shouldn't be letting other people claim them, but you know, going rate is $1,000.
Going rate is $1,000. So what y'all think about what people do with their tax money, man?
You do whatever we want with your money. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
I know you can do whatever you want, but I mean, some people they thrive for this time of the year.
That's because they live carelessly through the year, and they look at this loan as take it or break it.
Yeah. A lot of people be breaking it. You know what I'm saying? They get this little money and
cultural thing of this country to live beyond your means, and hopefully shit don't go bad.
Yeah, you try to keep up with the Joneses.
Correct. Oh, Nate just got a new whip. I need a new whip. Justin got 500 plus pair of shoes. I need to go hit up Champs this afternoon.
Yeah,
right.
It's a stupid concept.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, every year when we get our money, I mean, we might do something for our house or whatever, but for the majority part, if we got any money on our cars or credit cards or whatever, we just go ahead and pay it off. I mean, most of the time we pay our cars off when we get our tax money, and when we pay our cars off, we get a check from the dealership because we got our insurance back. No, not insurance, but interest back on our car. So we paying them and they giving us money back. So I mean, for me, we try to at least eliminate that.
Well, that's
so we can free up more money.
Cutting into their scheme, that's all.
Say again?
Don't forget that scheme of you paying 7 years on a car. That's all about that interest money they're gonna make on the back end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why they give 10-year freaking car loans now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, now granted, you know, cars these days are ridiculously expensive. So so for most people, you need a 10-year car loan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but then you want to drive a $90,000 car, which I tell you right now, I'm bougie. I don't need a $90,000 car.
I'll tell you that much. Boy.
Did you say you bougie?
Oh yeah, I don't get me wrong. I'm high maintenance.
Yeah.
I'll wipe my butt with baby wipes. I'm all about bougie. To a point.
Hey, what trick?
Still eat beanies and weenies though. I mean, I'm just saying.
What trick daddy say? No grown man should be walking around with crust in his jaw. So keep it up, Justin.
He said you keep it up.
Listen, I tell you what get me about it is that I don't, like you said, a lot of people they really live for this season, for this day, because they get this huge check and they blow it. But you know, I see people, when I first got into the business, I saw people, they come in and for the whole year they made like $13,000, $14,000, $12,000, and then they get a check, you know, sometimes $6,000, $8,000, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you know, your total is only around 21,000 for the year. I'm like, that's crazy. I don't see how people live like that sometimes.
But you go to their house, they got a brand new Xbox, they got a 75-inch TV, they got all the new Jordans, they got stuff that shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
And to piggyback on what Just said, the job that I do, I drive around the county all day, and you probably wouldn't be surprised, but you see very bad neighborhoods in our county, and the houses, the yards, everything looks so trash, and they have a Jaguar in the driveway.
Wow.
Clean with rims, a BMW. Mm-hmm. All these foreign cars in your house look like crap. I'm like, they got something twisted, bro. Like,
it don't make no sense.
Yeah.
Make no sense. I mean, my thought about it, at least from what I do, and I'll just kind of piggyback on what Nick said, it's either, you know, handle debts to free up something later on down the line, or my savings account just get healthy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't live above my means. You know what I'm saying? If I don't need it, I don't need to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Now I know every now and again you want to go and buy something for yourself. That's fine. You work hard for your money. Go buy something for yourself. But as far as when I get my tax money, I need to go get these shoes real quick because I know Nate got like 30 pair in his closet, so I need to catch. No, that ain't how it is. You know what I'm saying?
Nate got shoes. I got shoes.
Yeah, right. They got shoes. I got shoes. So I mean, I don't need to go out and buy no shoes when my tax money hit. The only thing I need to be doing is transferring money to my savings account. You know what I'm saying? Because I got what I need. Everything I got on need. I drive a nice car. My girl drive a nice car. We work hard for it throughout the year. I don't wait until tax season to come off the cuff and be like, all right, I need to go do this and do that. I technically do that throughout the year. At the same time, not living above my means. So, I mean, that's just my thought and how I process when my tax money comes.
There's also a generational gap of where you are a dumb kid and then you start to think like what the conversation that we're having now.
Yeah.
There is definitely a gap that happens where all you care about is shit that doesn't matter.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's, you know what, I'm tired of paying rent. I want to own a home, or, you know, it's something that you would consider it an adult decision gets made. But to Jimmy, what Jimmy said is, I agree with what you said about Bradenton. However, I think in today's world, people don't look at a house as a very good investment like they used to. So you see shitty houses all over this place.
Yeah.
You know, there's me and one other guy on my road that take care of our house. You know, I clean my house is clean just like my car is clean, you know, inside and outside. But people just don't do that these days.
Not at all.
You know, and you look at like these, you know, I call them cookie cutter, you know, I won't say what I really call them, but these neighborhoods where these HOAs are at. And the reason why, you know, a lot of these old white folks live there is so you don't have to look at stuff like that.
Right.
You know?
Right. Now I think
HOAs, because I feel part of having a home and making that effort to spend that money on a home is being able to take care of it. You shouldn't want it to look good.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, if you want your house to look like shit, you hang Trump flags up all over the place, whatever.
Right.
You try, but
right.
You know,
right.
but, you know,
all that's learned behavior though. You have to learn it. You know, either you come into somebody who teach you about it, or you see a message, or, you know, you just wake up and be like, I want more. And then you start investigating or learning how to get the more. And it always leads down that same road. And that the road becomes educating yourself and figuring out what's important. So until a person comes to that, you know, to that, I guess, knowledge, then, you know, they're gonna be blowing their money because it's mental. Most people, their tax money is gone probably within a couple months or so. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're giving them about 25 days.
Yeah, you kind of reaching a little bit. You're reaching a little bit. No, yeah. I think it's mental, and it's also a cultural thing too. You know what I'm saying? Because growing up, and I'm just talking for black folks right now. And if the shoe fits, wear it. But growing up when you don't have a lot, you know what I'm saying, and when you don't have a lot of money to buy these certain things, then when you get this money on tax season around this time of year, your thought process is, I haven't had this stuff all year. Let me help myself to it. When in reality, you're not helping yourself for future. Because I like to tell people, don't think for the now, think for the future. And I used to be one of those people that thought for the now, but my thought process had to change, especially when kids start getting involved and relationships start getting involved. I can't have that same mindset when my tax money comes. I need to go out and get something for myself because I haven't had it all year. I think it's more so of a cultural thing as well. When these deposits hit these accounts, when you see that large amount of money that hasn't been there all year, your mind says, okay, let me go do something with it. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, you know, keeping yourself grounded and you know, go out and pay your bills, of course, go out and pay your bills, but don't wait for this moment. You technically should be doing this all year. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait for this moment to start doing all these type of things when in June you should have been doing this anyways, not waiting for a tax return to come and get yourself above water. So,
but I think
that's generational though. I mean, like you're like our older parents, like their priority was making sure the kids were taken care of. Older parents from like our generation, they went without dinners, they went without sneakers, they went without because they wanted to do better for their kids. Today's generation, their fucking motto is treat yourself.
Right.
And it ain't about
He ain't lying.
And it's okay, well, little Billy's got, some nice shoes now. I'm going to one up him and go get, it's just a completely different thing these days.
Yeah.
It just truly is. And
So
it's not just a little difference either. It's a night and day difference.
Yeah.
I think I don't think it's necessarily just generational.
In this room, though, seem to fall back on that older generational thought quicker than some of what we see today.
It's influential, meaning the culture for our society has pushed us in that direction, so that now we're more selfish. You know what I'm saying? Because before, back in the day, when you was talking about the parents, they would look at you like a fool, like you ain't taking care of your kids, you doing it. Now they're looking at you like, oh, you got a nice outfit. They don't realize that they got, they know you got 5 kids, but they're like, but all they notice is you got a nice car, or and that's just the influence of what's going on, not just in our culture, but in our society. What from what we listening to is influencing us to take care of ourselves, to make us look like we're important, or like other people, successful people. So it's just the influence that's going on. So once you learn, that, because think about this, like most of you guys pay off your if you had a chance to pay off your car, you would save a lot of money, right? Because you can legitimately pay twice as much for that car if you go through the whole process, right?
Right.
So it would make sense. But if you don't sit a person down and teach them that, and for them to understand that, they won't get it. And so they'll say, oh, I got an extra $6,000. Instead of using that to save $6,000 on this car payment, they figure I got an extra $6,000. I'm going to buy something else. I'm going to buy a bunch of stuff that I don't need, where you can be like, yo, you can pay this car off and save yourself and beat the interest. Because I've done that. I had a car that I got with like 24% interest. And I was like, man, that's high. I was like, that's all right. I got your number. I got it. In a year, I paid that thing off in a year. And so I was able to beat the interest. But a lot of people just don't understand that. And then, of course, you got temptation, and then you got influence. There's so many variables and factors. And, like one of you guys mentioned, they don't have nothing in their account all year. Then all of a sudden they get this big deposit. It's a different feeling when you walk in the store knowing you can buy anything that's in there. Right. It's a completely different feeling, and people not used to feeling like that. So when they walk in there, they just flexing like, give me that.
If pride in this world was more about how much you had in your checking and savings account that was visible to other people, you wouldn't see people with stupid stuff. You would see people that save, and you wouldn't see people that are out there living that model of treat yourself.
No, that's a good point.
But
that's a good point.
I have zero idea what kind of pennies that Jimmy has in his account, or that anybody else has in their account. All you take off of is what you see for face value. So, and then it goes back to what Nick said. It's the keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
So it's Jimmy got a nice car. I make good money. I want a nice car too. So I'm going to run out. I'm going to go get me a Honda Accord at 27.5% interest. I'm basically making payments in 1 month.
That would be a stupid business move.
Because I don't understand what interest rates are, because I'm stupid to use Google.
Right. And I think that's kind of also in the Black community, a lot of us were never taught how to manage your finances. We had to learn as we got older. I know when I got my first couple of checks, I blew them quick. And when I first started working, you just start, and I'm stingy with my money. You know what I'm saying? So
very.
I will say that I'm white. White folks to tell you how to manage your money.
Say that again, Justin.
There wasn't some class for white folks to be like, all right, Justin, sit down. The white folks is going to tell you how to manage your money. It's not just the black community; it's all communities, because unless you have a good adult above you, or or grandparents or somebody that's smart with money to sit down and say, "All right, young man, young lady, this is how it's supposed to work." Yes, your paycheck's $350. You need to take care of X, Y, and Z. Take a little bit of this for you, and then put the rest away. Unless somebody has that, then you're going to walk around with whatever that check is in your pocket until it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not, I hate to say it, but it's not a school's job to teach you how to manage your money. It's your adults that are supposed to be looking out for your long-term existence, that teach you how to manage things the right way. Now, granted, unfortunately, in today's world, if some of them can't get their stuff straight and are living paycheck to paycheck, then I don't imagine that their advice is going to be very good.
That's that rich dad. That's that rich dad, poor dad. That we ought to. You believe me, we're teaching our kids something. They're learning something, even if it's nothing.
Yeah.
So at some point in time, you have to. The more the knowledge that you have to teach your kids, and they'll walk into it automatically because they'll be used to learning it, and it'll just be their way of life. But if you don't and let them figure out on their own, they're gonna get it from the influence. And that's what he said. There's no class that white people is taking to teach other people. But what's happening is that doesn't matter what the race is, it's the household. If a household is ran a certain way, the kids learn about that. So if they're learning about their interests and purchasing cars and how to beat interest rates and paying the car off, if they're learning that inside their household, then it's going to continue to trickle down from generation to generation. Where if you have in another household, they're learning how to blow money, they're learning how to beat the system, they're learning how to get more money and blow that and buy whatever they want and don't manage, that's going to trickle down from generation to generation. So I agree with you 100% on that. For sure.
Absolutely.
I got a question though. It's kind of off track.
That's what we've been doing all morning, Jimmy, getting off track.
Well, I don't know if you want to go to the comments before I ask this, but
we can go to the comments real quick. I was just putting some up while we was talking. I know Sam said the school system's really failed with teaching finances to people, and then it gets moving down through generations until someone breaks the cycle. But just like Justin just said, it's really not school's responsibility to be teaching us financial. It's our parents and
I mean, high school is the basic curriculum.
Right.
It's not detailed. I mean, if you want to understand finances, you need to go to a secondary school.
Right. And it's kind of up to that person to learn that stuff too. It's not a school's responsibility. I feel like it's up to that one being to want to know about finances, want to know what interest rates mean, and want to know what late fees and unhidden fees and all that stuff mean. It's about that person that want to know.
All high school is a medium to try to help kids pick a direction in life. That's all it is.
Right.
You got to get a direction.
You're going to hit on something that you like or think that you like, and you're going to go in that direction. So if you go to accounting class, I took accounting when I was in high school, so I had a little interest in it. So that's where my college education is at.
Right.
I'm a business guy. Now, do I like working in business? Absolutely not. That's why I still work at Tropicana, and then we'll have to drag my dead body out of the gates. But that was what I thought I wanted to do as I got older. Mm-hmm. And it's just like kids that want to be, in science, kids that actually have no outstanding, class curriculum things, and they're just really physically gifted in sports, and they're professional sports stars or try to.
Right.
I mean, high school should not be the end of the line for learning, and I think that's kind of where we go. It's okay. Finally, I'm done with school. Now I can start living life. No, it's just the beginning.
Right. And then that's a lot of people get that mixed up.
It's a first stepping stone of adulthood to get you started. That's it.
Right. And it's up to you to gravitate to what else is next after high school. That's no one else's responsibility. But
like when you're in high school and you work at McDonald's, you don't want to be a 30-year McDonald's employee, do you?
Right.
A lot of people do.
Why not?
I get it. Don't get me wrong. Now McDonald's went out of their way, like you, McDonald's manager, like they send you to college, like
They make a lot of money.
But it's again, it was in my generation, it was a stepping stone for something else.
Yeah.
But that's
what
not
I
no
was
difference. What makes Tropicana better than McDonald's? Nothing. So
the type of money that they force on us.
McDonald's, there's people that manage McDonald's that make a lot of money.
I don't get forced. I'm just saying.
There's people that work at McDonald's that make a lot of money.
Correct, and I said that. I said,
it's not no difference.
They give some people the avenue to be better within that company.
Right.
They do. But for the people that are flipped, the people, that guy in the back that's dropping that fry basket, that's at 48 years old, has been there for 15 years, and he's still dropping that same fry basket that he was dropping 15 years ago. That's not a stepping stone. That is unfortunately the end of the line unless he wants to make a move for him.
And that's what I said. It's up to that person to want to do something different. It's up to that person. So,
but the thing I wanted to say,
dropping fries. I want to be the manager. I am going to do that. I'm going to go to Mick University.
Yeah, Mick University, exactly. But the thing I was gonna say about school is, I agree. School should be teaching a lot of this stuff, but just like you said, it has to come from the home. You have to really get that home, because that home is that hands-on training. That's where it's soaked in. If you can teach all the financial classes you want, kids are just going to look at it as another class. This is just another class. We just get taught what's the right answer for box A, B, or C. That's all they're being taught, is what's the right answer. So you can teach a whole financial. You can teach a whole financial class. You can teach about interest rates and all this, how to beat it. And the kid will get a straight A student. They'll get A's through all that class. They'll graduate, buy a car at 27%, and blow their tax money the same way.
Yep.
Because they didn't really at home when they were supposed to get that life experience and their hands-on training and say, hey, this money you got is going to be gone if you don't do this. So, I agree with you 100%.
That's all it was.
Right.
It should be taught, it should be, mentioned in school at some point, because that way it should give the parents the opportunity to give them, you know what I'm saying? The homework should be talk to your parents about this, or, find out if your parents or somebody in your family has a car, or, you know what I'm saying? A way for them to be able to apply it to their everyday life.
I think it's exactly what
there's a lot of parents that don't have their stuff together that would be like, nah, we ain't doing that, because I don't want nobody to know that I'm paying 27% interest on this 1983 Honda Accord. Because honestly, let's be honest. I mean, there are adults that that make mistakes.
Yeah.
They don't have
some people are cool with that. Some people are cool with that.
I mean, Nick knows it just as well as I do. He's been in the plant long enough. There's people that have been there. This is my 25th year. There are people that have been there 40 years that still don't have a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
Because they've allowed it to happen.
Right. Hey, Jimmy, you want to hit on Javisa comment?
Yeah, now exactly what Javisa said. Like, that's why she said that's exactly why I said assist, because it takes a village. And all of us could vouch for that. Our parents had help raising us, either from close friends that's really like family members, or family members themselves,
Right.
So right. I think that's the key word. I think that was really good what she said, though.
Yeah,
and I agree with that 100%.
Nice comment, Javisa. I like that. I agree with that as well.
But also,
we know who got all the brains in the family.
Yeah, you do.
And one
you do.
I mean, Jimmy, my bad.
Nice legit to come from home first, in my opinion. Teachers I see in the secondary where I am from. But that still goes back, Ali, to what Javisa said. It takes a village. Not only from home. It starts at home.
Yeah.
I think it segues to school, but it also should finish at home. My opinion. It also should finish at home, and it takes a village. Just to comment off of what Jimmy said. We all was raised, not just by two people. We was raised by the family, friends, TV shows, music. It takes a village to raise and educate our young.
Man, you hit that on the head. If you ask Nielsen's, they'll tell you.
Yeah,
they'll tell you TV raised people, boy.
Yeah, TV raised people. People don't understand TV raised people. Yeah, just getting up, watching it, and learning it. And we ain't nothing but sponges when we're younger. We don't do nothing but soak everything that we see in. So,
if we really wanted to encourage financial empowerment in young adults, it wouldn't start in high school. It would start in middle school or late elementary school when that mind is a sponge.
Yeah.
When little minds haven't developed into those weird little individualistic things.
You know what, Justin? Somebody told me that middle school is like the most important, like to what you said, middle school is like the most important.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, in elementary school, you're still absolutely carefree and you couldn't give a shit about anything when you're in elementary school. But as you hit 6th and 7th grade, like when I went to Braden Middle School, that's like the beginning of you starting to feel like you're almost a teenager.
Yeah.
Teenager, when you're 12 years old, what do you want more than the world? You want to be 13.
Right.
Now you a teenager. And then the goal out of that is to be 18 so you can finish school, get out of the house, move on and be an adult. And it's such a, some kids are so in such a hurry to do that. Like, I'll be honest with you, man, I would love to go back to 13, 14 years old and not have a care in the world.
Who you telling?
I still blame my mother for all this stress I've got because I didn't want to be here. She out there fucking up and shit.
You got it good, man. You at Tropicana, man. That's where everybody is trying to get to. What are you talking about?
Who's trying to get there? They always trying.
Yeah, see? Everybody trying to get that Tropicana job. You know how many people I know trying to get in Tropicana?
Tell them to fill out application.
Tropicana is always open.
What's funny though is that people want that, and then they, like my first 5 years there, I averaged 90 hours a week every week.
Man,
that's forced money. That ain't. That's hey Justin, I need you over and early.
They want to get into Tropicana, but when they see what Tropicana life like, oh, I can't handle this, and they leave or they get fired.
I'm part of the hiring process for fruit receiving, and you see these young kids come in there, and it's just like, look, you're gonna work third shift. Oh yeah. I want to work. I want to make money. Then 2 weeks later, they're gone.
Yeah,
because they just couldn't handle just simply having to show up.
And that's what it is most of the time. The hardest part of working at Tropicana is just showing up.
Like ain't nobody like where Nick started at. Nick started as an extractor cleanup crew. Like is it shitty work? 100%. Is it hard work? Not really.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta show up. You gotta be there. They want you there, and then that's 90% of the battle.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you can't get money for it. So it's like, what's the real problem? Like, you're not. When I talk to people about working at Tropicana, I don't call it work compared to my other jobs. I work more in that kitchen than I did working in this plant.
Mm-hmm.
You make less money working in that kitchen, and you work 3 times as hard because it's what's required to put out a good product. Whereas Tropicana, there's not just Jimmy and Nick in that kitchen. There's Nick and there's 30 other people on that shift, and they're all a cog in that wheel to put out a good product. And they do that day after day.
Yeah.
But I say you just got people who just don't want to show up to work.
Correct. And the best thing I've ever thought that I've ever seen there is people that think, oh, if I leave, this place is going to stop. No, it ain't.
That's what everybody thinks about every job.
At the end of the day, your mama might not think that, but I'll tell you the truth. You ain't shit.
Hey, I don't have the statistics on this, but I'm willing to bet that the majority of the people that quit is during this season right now.
Tax season. Tax season.
I hate to say it, but most of the people that are quitting right now have never had a good tax season.
No, trust me, I'm sure they have.
Because they've never made any type of real money to see that, what.
You didn't stay in finance long enough to understand the community. They know how to get it out the tax season. Trust me, they know how to get it. And people that ain't worked no place or only worked the job, they quit after they make a certain amount of money and all that stuff. Trust me, they know exactly what they doing.
I'm sure you see that a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They be like, how much I make this year? Oh man, I made too much. Next year I'm just gonna make what's the perfect amount? And they just work till they get between 15 and 20,000 for the year because they know they get the most out of that refund with 2 or 3 kids, and they'll quit. They'll be like, I'm good. That's all I need.
That's wild.
That's crazy. But
like a lot of problems now with trying to hire people is that most of them can't pass a drug test.
The thing is, it's coming.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. A state can say, this is legal, this is legal, this is legal. Doesn't mean that your job will ever let it be.
Yeah.
Right.
You're never going to accept the liability of you being high at work or drunk. Let's be honest. Alcohol is a far worse thing than marijuana.
Yeah, alcohol, it depends on your perspective, but yeah.
Every single day. Every single day.
No.
Yet it's legal.
Right.
You can buy it damn near anywhere.
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
Yeah.
365.
And it's a problem in the communities.
Absolutely.
Fellas,
I'd rather have a guy. I'd rather have a guy that's feeding.
All
right, Coach A.
Yeah, man. It's
time.
I got an appointment coming in. I got to, what I'm saying? This is my Tropicana right here.
Get to it, brother. We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Love you guys. Peace out.
Love you, man. See you.
All right, bro.
Love you too, man.
But let's move on from that comment, Jimmy. We can roll into the Black History, man. We went off topic today, man. I like it though.
Nah, that's good. That's good.
I like that. But we can roll into the Black History real quick.
This is what we've been talking about. Just letting it roll.
Just letting it roll with the punches. Just let it ride out. It's the best content when we just let it ride out. But let's jump into Black History. I think we got No.
It's authors.
Yeah, it's authors today. It's
authors today.
I'll go ahead.
How many Black written books have you read this month, Jimmy?
None. Absolutely none. Hey, but wait, Justin, you knew that answer.
And move on to
that answer
over here on this other computer.
You knew that answer.
I did.
That's why he asked it. That's why he asked it.
City now. I mean, I know exactly how y'all boys get down. It's all right.
But no, we got a couple little facts here. I did a poet actually, and she wasn't the first Black poet or anything like that. Her name was Phyllis Whitley. She was actually the first to achieve an international reputation as a writer. She wasn't a first Black poet or anything like that. She was born in West Africa, and she was sold into slavery at the age of 7, which I thought was pretty interesting. It was enslaved by the Whitley family of Boston. So Whitley is technically not even her last name because she got enslaved with them, that it became her last name. I was trying to look for some of her poetry earlier this morning. I ain't really found too much success. But the main point I wanted to say about her that she was the first African American to achieve a national reputation as a writer. So I thought that was pretty cool.
What was her first name?
Phyllis Whitley.
Born in 1753.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Oh, Justin pulling it up on the computer. I like that. What Nick doing?
He probably let Bentley out or something.
Nah, my dog's around here jumping on the sliding door trying to see what's going on. He had like somebody in the backyard.
Oh, you had to go check.
Yeah, you ain't barking, right?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody out there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I had on her. Just some bits and pieces. Didn't really dig too deep into it, but I wanted to do a poet because I almost did Maya Angelou, but I thought that was too generic because everybody know who Maya Angelou is. But to say that the stepping stone of poetry, you know, you got this lady that followed by Maya Angelou.
So she only was able to release one book of her work. The second book of her poems failed. She had 3 children. None of them lived.
Oh, wow. I didn't even read that.
A free black man by the name of John Peters from Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And then she died in 1784 due to complications from a 4th childbirth.
Tragic. Yeah, that's what I had. Thanks for the added information, Justin. What you got for us, Jimbo?
All right. Somebody who everybody know about, but I picked him because
LeBron James.
LeBron James. Hey, didn't he write a book?
Yeah, it's called How to Flop in the NBA.
Oh, stop it, Justin, stop it. You want to know who he learned that from, right?
Wait.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say something that was a total lie, but yeah, Dwayne.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on, go ahead and bring up Maya Angelou.
Hey, after this family talk, I'm gonna tag everybody in this video. Hey, Jimmy talking about this man got fouled.
I know which video you're talking about. I know which video you're talking about.
Somebody pushed him. I don't care what none of y'all say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jimmy just following his leader. That's all it is.
That's all. Hey, man, Jimmy's that proud woman. He's behind it.
Following his leader.
Somebody pushed him. I don't care what y'all say.
Yeah.
Of course. Go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead.
All right. And Langston Hughes. And I ain't gonna lie. The only reason I picked him is because I don't know a lot about it, but you know I did a little bit of research back in college with the Harlem Renaissance, you know, which is known as the golden era of the black culture, the black community, African American community, however you want to call it. Harlem back then, you know, in the 1910s to the 1930s was pretty much called the Mecca. You know what I'm saying? The Mecca of the black culture. Mm-hmm. But Langston Hughes, 1902 to 1967. He was a writer. He wrote poems, columns, novels, and he even did plays. His first poem was in 1921. I'm just giving y'all a quick overview. Yeah. But it's a lot of information on this brother. He said his primary influences to start writing is Carl Sandburg and Walter Whitman. Those were his 2 influences of why he started writing. Mm-hmm. And a couple of his poems that I looked up was 1921, The Negro Speaks of Rivers, Mother to Son, Dreams, The Weary Blues, which is a very popular one. And The Negro Speaks to Rivers is a very popular one as well. Po' Boy Blues and Let America Be Great. I mean, Let America Be America Again.
Find that funny that came out of his mouth. Find that funny, boy.
I'm about to say, so Trump didn't make that
up? Amazing.
Make America Great Again thing. That was
Reagan.
No. This is before that. This is
really?
This gentleman's the tail end of his life. White power movement. That's what they were about. That's why Trump brought it up. Mm-hmm. The whole Make America Great Again thing. That was a white power thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That was not shit that he came up with. That was legitimate KKK bullshit.
Oh,
interesting.
There is
amazing.
I'm sure some of those assholes would sit here and argue with me all day long, but unlike them, I know what the hell I'm talking about, and it's all steeped in racism.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
No, I didn't know that was a KKK thing.
Yep.
And neither did I care to research it as well. So, you know.
And that's what we got to go. That's what we got to go from saying that we got to be willing to learn some of this stuff and go and research some of this stuff.
But never in my mind did it cross. Never did it cross my mind to look at the origins of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this gentleman was all about. So he was the leader of the Harlem Renaissance.
Yeah, Langston.
Yeah. Yep. Now so apparently in his personal life there was lots of rumors that he was also gay.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been extremely taboo for the time. We all know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But interesting.
That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day, boy. But,
yes, sir. Well, that's Black History segment, fellas. Unless anybody else got anything.
Not Adam and Steve. I say that. Yeah.
It's true though. That is not. It's not supposed to be Adam and Steve. It's supposed to be Adam and Steve.
I know it's true.
It's supposed to be whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
If you want to sit here and clutch onto that book and say that's the only word that you got in your life, then you go ahead and do that.
Yeah, you say what makes you happy. I don't even think they're happy. You know, that's not there nor there.
Let's be honest. Marriage is a union of two people that make each other miserable, and they've decided to be that way forever.
Oh, we're not talking about marriage, and a lot of people in marriage aren't miserable. That's another stereotype.
How's your marriage going?
My marriage?
It was miserable.
I'm single.
Correct.
Single.
Mine is good though.
That's because y'all is like besties. Like legit besties.
But I'm talking about the Adam and Eve and Adam and Steve thing.
Again, you're talking about words in a book. I can write a book.
No. This is reality. This is reality.
Okay.
The new science people like to come out now and say, "Oh, it's natural, and that's not a natural thing. That's not a natural thing." And even you can't refute that, Mr. Justin Westfall.
I can't refute that.
Yeah, you can refute it with
you are
jive.
attracted to whoever you are attracted to.
No, you're attracted to who you choose to be attracted to.
Women, so I am attracted to women of a darker complexion. You know what I've never done in my life? I've never dated a white woman.
Because that's something that you didn't want.
Because that's
right?
myself.
You made a choice.
I didn't make a choice. That was mine.
Listen, everything you do in life, you make a choice, brother.
Okay.
I don't care how you want to cut that pie.
So two women that are in love with each other can't be in love with each other because you say that it's unnatural?
They made a choice to love another. Then what that woman made a choice to love another woman. It's not natural.
Y'all read my baby comment, please. I'll read my baby
that
comment.
Conversation will come up.
Because that conversation is going to come up later on down the line.
Or it could come up right now. God dog, we already here.
Jimmy just open. Jimmy said he is down to battle this conversation right now.
No, not today.
That's a deep conversation.
This is me and Justin and Nick thing, but this what we do.
Hey, you can't be barking right up in my ear.
Let me put up what Javisa just said. If that's what they want to do, but what he's saying is it's not natural.
Again, where do you get your basis that it's not natural? You're getting it from a book.
No, you're getting it from nature. Take out the book. Nature tells you it's not natural, brother.
Nature has brought those two people together.
No, their choices brought those two people together. What are you talking about?
You're attracted to
Dude, what are you talking about? Bro, listen. Two gay women, two gay men cannot make a child.
Does it? Nothing says that
you can't even procreate. Like, what are you talking about?
That I didn't want to have kids.
But listen, if you don't want to have kids, that's your choice, bro.
Correct.
Once again, we go back to choice.
Marriage
is something that's natural and something that's in place is natural and in place. All that other stuff is a choice. You don't have a choice on being a man or being born a man. You don't have a choice being born a woman. You are who you are. After that, everything that you do in life is a choice.
Okay,
don't fight it. Don't fight it. Just accept it.
Because I'm I only have to be with a woman.
Listen, once again, a choice. If you don't want to be with a woman, you're choosing to be with the man. If you don't want to be with the man, you're choosing to be with the woman. Why are you
sitting here and telling me that somebody's choice is the wrong choice?
Because I'm telling you it is. Because it's not natural. It's not rocket science.
What's natural and what's not natural? You're basing
shouldn't nature not teach you something?
Huh?
Do you not look? What are you talking about?
This world isn't about the ability to reproduce.
Then what is it? If we don't reproduce, then how we
have kids? You can. Again, a choice.
That's what Jimmy's saying.
Yeah, it's a choice to have kids too.
Based off of that, it's not the only way.
What's not the only way?
Man, I don't know, Nate. I don't know.
I hear you, Justin.
Man and woman.
Man and woman. That is the only way. What are you talking about?
Says who?
I'm not even. Let's just, like I said, let's throw the Bible out the way. I'm talking about nature now. Nature tells you that is the only way.
But that's if you're talking about reproduction, right? That's what you're talking about, Jimmy? Or you talking about like the whole spectrum?
Listen, even if you go way back yonder in the 1940s, 1950s, and you look up articles, there are because a lot of people like to say science now, like Mr. President Joe Biden and all these other guys. Oh, you need to listen to science. Well, science is lying to people right now. Way back in the day, science would tell you, when you do certain things, it fights against your body. Like it's not natural, and it's not a benefit for you and your body for one man to be with another man. So you don't get any benefit out of that.
So do you realize that going all the way back, way past the 40s and the 50s, back to Roman times, that when the women weren't around, that the Romans slept with each other?
Because they made a choice.
Because
they chose to sleep with another man.
They wanted to do.
Because they became lovers of themselves.
It's natural or unnatural.
Who you said nobody says that?
You're talking about science this and science that like it's a negative thing. Science is a great thing.
When it depends. When
it works in your way?
It depends when it's a great thing. Because science be driving you sometimes too.
As long as it doesn't shoot against your views, it's a great thing.
No. When it's actually telling the truth, it's a great thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, let's not forget that the modern depiction of Jesus Christ was actually Leonardo da Vinci's gay lover.
And once again, that was a choice that a king chose to put a picture of his son up there because he wanted his son to be glorified. Because even if you want to talk about the Bible, and if you go to the Bible, Jesus told his apostles not to make any images of him because he didn't want that out there. Because his whole basis was you don't worship any image, image, and he included himself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you, Joe. I agree with Jimmy. Jimbo. But we gonna leave it right there. we gonna leave it.
Yeah. Hey, man, Justin, know it ain't over.
Oh, it's not over. Nah, it is not over. Because this is gonna be brought up later on down in the future. This is not over at all for a long shot. But
Justin know I love him though. That's my dude, man.
That's true.
That's my dude.
Oh yeah, we love each other. No matter if we disagree or not, we still love each other. We love each other from the deepest.
Me and Justin disagree for fun sometimes too.
That's correct. Pop James.
Oh my god. But we're gonna wrap that up today, fellas. We kind of extended it longer than we initially. We didn't even get to some of the stuff we was planning on talking about.
Hey, Justin, Adrian, thank y'all for coming on again, fellas.
Hey, man, we got to thank Justin and Adrian for, again, just being consistent family members to this show, man.
Hey, do we got to add 2 more chairs to the table?
Hey, I was about to say, we might need to add 2 more chairs to the table and just make it a regular thing, man. But that's something we'll see later on down in the future. But anything else anybody else want to add? I know Nick and Nate was kind of quiet through that whole snippet. Y'all got anything to add before we wrap it up?
Nick and Nate wanted us to hush.
Hey, no lie, Nate.
Did you see the Nets get beat by the Lakers the other night, or the Lakers?
Here he go, low blow. Listen, they lost. They lost.
Hey, no, did anybody see that logo 3 that LeBron took?
No, I did.
I saw it.
Oh, okay. Hey, we do need to talk about
shot.
y'all heard of what Draymond said?
Oh yeah, I saw the news conference on what Draymond said.
What he said?
He was talking about how NBA franchises treat players versus how players should act in the NBA.
Trade.
Oh, that's gonna be the next show right there.
Okay, we can discuss that next week because I think Draymond made a huge point. I don't agree with a lot of what Draymond be saying, but Draymond made a huge point of what he was talking about. I think I agree with Draymond on this particular subject. So we'll definitely bring that to everybody next week. And
but let's remember, Draymond is not the first person to say it, though.
Yeah, correct.
Right. He's not, but he's very open about what he's saying.
It's just the media bought it to the
the media hyped it up and put it out there for everybody to.
Well, I mean, the media is hyping it up right now because there's not a whole lot of other sports anything going on.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, we need to be talking about Serena's her loss to Naomi. That was a really good match.
I didn't watch it. I watched her interview after the match, and I saw where she got emotional. And when the dude asked, "Was this it?" You know what I'm saying? Like
you could look at her, man. She can't move like she used to, you know. But she almost 40. You know. Yeah,
she's 39. Yeah, so I didn't watch the match, so we can definitely bring that to everybody next week as well. But we got some subjects for y'all next week. We brewing up. So
I'll tell you what, I had saved a picture from a Twitter post of I think it was a Twitter post of you can only keep 3. So so here's your 3 for next time we talk. Shaq, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, KD, Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dwayne Wade, and Steph Curry.
Now, what was that list of?
You can only
keep 3
for your franchise.
Okay.
And now, granted, when you look at that, you know, the kind of the GOAT conversation is out of the picture.
Right.
Although I'm sure Dwayne Wade would probably argue till get in the face. But I mean, we're talking about outstanding guys here.
That's a tough list.
That is.
That's a real tough list.
I mean, I'll be honest with you that the hardest for me in this is the top 3 guys, and is the guys that are in the top of the picture: Shaq, Hakeem, and Duncan.
It's a tough list
because that's the toughest 3 to choose from because all 3 of those guys were just absolute monsters in their generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally agree. In which Duncan and Shaq shared a bit of that in their same.
But I mean, honestly, Tim Duncan had such good range that he could play 4 or 5.
Right.
Same thing with KD.
That's
where Shaq and Hakeem were true centers.
Right.
Same thing with Kareem.
Yes.
I mean, but little known fact, I mean, Kareem was hitting hook shots, you know, from the 15-foot mark.
Hey, king of hooks. And I ain't talking rappers.
Correct.
So,
to me, it's an interesting discussion.
No, we're going to bring that to the forefront. I think our next episode, we're gonna dive into some sports.
I'll send this to Jimmy so he can.
Yeah, send that to Jimmy.
Please.
And Justin, be prepared to be in this conversation next week. So that's what we're coming to y'all next week. We ain't gonna give out too much information. We gave out a little bit, but we ain't gonna give out too much. But we're gonna wrap it up for the day. Like I said, we kind of extended it longer than usual, but that's the point. But if ain't nobody got nothing to add, man, my name B. This Family Talk.
Later, y'all.
All right, Justin.
Later, man. All right, Justin. But this Family Talk, man. We can get at y'all next week. Like I said, I'm B.
You know me, Jumbo.
Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Nate.
Why he always got to do this awkward pause before he like?
I think he be lagging. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
sorry.
lagging. I'm lagging.
I'm sorry, bro.
No, that's all good. All right, well, we get at y'all next week. Y'all be safe, be blessed. We love y'all.